In this video, I'm going to talk about using Fibonacci retracements of how to find the perfect trade setups, when to go long or short. And we're going to kind of give you guys a couple of tips and tricks on this. So make sure you guys watch the whole thing. And do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. And just real quick, make sure you check out my website or go to the link down below, daytrainfearless.com, for my $99 one-time payment, all-in-one S&P E-mini future trade zones for daily and weekly, my top 5 trading strategy video course, and now private access to my Discord chat room where every morning I post daily trade zones and trade setups. So check out daytrainfearless.com, but let's jump right into the video. So we're going to look for a market that is trending, right? So we could see right here, we'll just start off and we see the market kind of making lows here, right? So we're making lower lows, lower highs. And then right here, we kind of should break. Even on this move, we break above. So we now have a market structure shift where we know the trend was down. We're now going up. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in to this level and we see price just kind of going sideways, but then we see price start to move higher. Okay. And when we start to see we're making higher highs and higher lows, okay, all the way up, this is when we want to grab our Fibonacci retracement tool. And as we make a pullback, right, we see price kind of make a high and then start to roll over. So we're going to come over and grab our Fibonacci retracement, and we're going to go from the low to the high. And let's zoom in on this level, and we could see price comes all the way down essentially to the 38, bounce, and then go to the 50% and then bounce, right? So how could we trade this? Well, we could look at it as, hey, we could look for the 50% to get long and then look for brand new highs. If we do, we have a 1-to-1 risk reward, because anything below this entire move from the 50% level essentially would be our stop loss. So what I personally like is I actually like looking for more of the 61 to 70% Fibonacci pullback. So let's see, go and here's a good example right here, okay? So we're actually making a pullback. We make new highs and we see the pullback. How can you tell when the pullback's starting to occur? Just use the lows of the candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we break below. It's the first candle. This is what I would call a reverse waterfall. And as we see price start to make a pullback, look where it goes, right to 38 and then bounces. What that tells you is the market's strong. They're very shallow pullbacks, right? So I'm looking for this 61 to 75% pullback. That is my buy zone, right? And so I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for that trade to set up. We see price just keep going higher, higher again, right? And then we're going to see this is just a trending day, right? And one of the things is sometimes we have to sit and be very patient and kind of maybe not even get a trade throughout the whole day, right? So that's essentially what happens overnight session, right? Well, if we start to see, hey, look, we're breaking this entire market structure shift right here, right? If you think about it, we went sideways and now we're starting to break down and we're starting to make lower highs and lower lows. Well, we could see we made a high here, right? Because if you think about it, let's kind of start from here, because this is where the waterfall was, or the reverse waterfall was broken, and it leads to new lows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a break higher here, right? So then what happens is price kind of reverses and makes new lows. So we now have a waterfall, 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw the Fibonacci because this green candle broke above. So I now have a swing high and a swing low. We're going to grab our Fibonacci pullback. And look at this. It comes right up into our 61 to 75% pullback. This is where we would look for a short, and our stop would go right above this level because that's where we drew the high from. And this area is our short zone, right? Because we're looking to short. And then our target would be probably all the way down here to make new lows. And what does price do? Goes up, starts bouncing, and finally makes new lows. So let's look for a couple more trades. We see price make a high, fall, right? Here's the break. So again, we can grab our Fibonacci and go from this high. We're just looking for legs, right, of the waterfall. And what does price do? Bounces right short of the 61 and then reverses lower. Then as price keeps going, right, we now have a clean waterfall, keeps going, going, going. Now we could draw from this level. Okay, and this is where our short zone would be right inside this level right here. Our stop would go right above here, and let's see what price does. Price kind of churns, goes sideways, but again, is going sideways, never stopped out, goes lower, okay, and then finally starts to fall. Now, if you see something like this, you could go, hey, has there been a market structure shift? Well, not really, because this was the prior high, right? But now we see price kind of going sideways, break below all of this price action right here. Okay, we see it break below here. If it comes back up here, we don't want to be in that trade. So you could sit there and go, hey, the market feels somewhat like it's kind of not weak anymore, okay? And look at what price does, right? This was our market structure shift. So we're now bullish on this. So what we'll do is if you're able to identify structure shifts and just kind of the market and those gut feelings and say, hey, this market really isn't weak anymore because we kind of took out all these lows in a big red candle fashion, right? Ton of selling. And then the buyers come in with displacement right here. This is where, think of it as a rocket ship, right? And then price just goes sideways, tries to pull back, and then the buyers step in. Maybe you just kill the trade, take a small profit, or even a break-even trade and wait for another setup. With that being said, if we look, we now know we have a low, a high, higher low, higher high. So what we want to do is look for potential pullbacks. And here's reverse waterfall. Let's grab our Fibonacci and go from low to high. And remember, we're looking for this 61.8. There it goes right there. And it blows right through. And our stop would have been here. Now, this is part of trading. You're not going to win every single trade. That's it. Understand that. But then when we see a trade like this kind of go back up, then we start to go, okay, hey, we got stopped out, but we'll be patient and wait for the next one. So we could see, hey, right here, we had this whole thing. We could even draw from this low, this was a news event, all the way to the high, and maybe look for a long right down here. Maybe you jump in a little early, or just say, hey, I missed the trade, and that's it. Another really important thing is look to the left when you draw your trade zones and look for prior support, resistance. If you look, all of this was prior resistance, right? blow through, now it's going to act as support. Maybe you go, hey, let me trade the 50% level. So hopefully this video kind of helps of how to trade the Fibonacci retracement and how to kind of look for the trends with market structure shift and things like that. So let me know in the comment if you guys have any questions. But as always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.